Good life. Good life. Yeah. Hi, PJ.
It's online, so he gets bombed.
My last boss, unfortunately, was like, yeah, good idea, no, don't do that. We're not going to do that right now. Just be patient with me. But I will do something. So I'm hoping the next boss will be
On a cruise, you pay extra so we can have
Good morning, fellow sunrisers, and welcome to the new year.
Enough of that.
President Vicky, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I would like to face the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thought for the day, Barbara.
For last year's words belong to last year's language, and next year's words await another voice.
And I have a thought from President Franklin Roosevelt, probably one of the most respected and certainly brought us more in terms of social programs and change. And he wrote, "We are a nation of many nationalities, many races, many religions, bound together by a single unity, the unity of freedom and equality. Whoever seeks to set one nationality against another seeks to degrade all nationalities." And I think the tragic thing about this is, after saying those words, he signed the document to remove the Japanese into relocation camps. So it just goes to show you that the best of us still have that troubling part inside that is fear of strangers, and we need to fight that every day. And that's one of the things that as Rotarians we can do. Joe.
Of course, I have fear of presidents.
As well you should.
As well, Happy New Year, Bill.
Happy New Year.
It's the third already. We're pretty close to the first still. And I thought, and after this one, we'll have a lot of explaining what the words are, but we're going to do a little all lang syne. Now, we didn't have the words up there, but I think you all remember, just let the force flow over you here, and just remember the words, all right? Right, Rod? Right. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot when days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne.
And before you sit down, greet your neighbors, say hello, and then... Right. Something like all right. Remember? Is that okay? And now we have past President Rod telling us all about Auld Lang Syne.
Well, in some quarters, Auld Lang Syne means good memories, and that's why you don't forget them, but in others, it means the men's room's out back.
I don't think that's official. I would like to thank today's greeters, John Palusas and Natalie McNamara.
Thank you.
John. Good job. And today's mic team, Nick Randall, who is missing, and Lou Hoffman. Oh, thank you, Michael. Do we have any visiting Rotarians? No visiting Rotarians. Do we have any guests today?
Yes. I guess you just gave one.
Yeah, I'd like to introduce Alan Souley, who will be today's program.
Morning, Al. What, Al?
I'd like to introduce my colleague, Randy Burgess, who converts electricity into moving water.
Morning.
Thank you, Randy. Good to have you.
Alchemist.
So we have some sad news, and that is that Bill Kidd passed. And you know that Julie has been on leave of absence for the last 6 months or so, caring for Bill. And his journey ended over the holidays. So, Debbie?
So Sunday morning, Bill died peacefully. Julie and her family were there. They are going to have a service, but it will be private toward the end of this month. So just this was a picture of them, and they had she sent a picture from Venice in April when they were there and everything too. So kid kind of keep thought there is a card going around someplace if you guys want pictures. Thanks.
So has everyone signed the card? Has anyone not signed the card yet? Raise your hand. Okay, let's get that card moving around. Who's got the card now?
Quiet, right?
Yes, Lynn.
President Bill, I'd like to also let you all know, those of us who knew Ron Balzer, he passed away also. And his service is today at 11 o'clock at Pleasant Hill Mortuary.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Ron Balzer.
Thank you. So, Rod, would you like to have a foundation minute here?
Thank you, President Bill.
Yeah, I caught him right in the middle of a mouthful. Good job.
Well, you'll be hearing from me frequently over the next 6 months, as we usually do, about Rotary Foundation.
I didn't know what it was.
Yep, you're good.
That was my stomach. Yeah, wait.
All you do is write a check, put the Rotary Foundation in the payee line. Very simple. But why would you do that? Well, one of the best charitable organizations you can possibly give to, because the overhead's all covered by an endowment. So close to 100% of your donation goes to the purpose for which you were hoping it to go. It's going out for clean water, education, peace efforts, or you can put in the memo line for Polio Plus, and it will go to that. Another reason you could do it is because you want to make Bill look good during his term. And that may be closer to your heart than anything else, is to make Bill look good. Because we have a club goal of $100 over the year per member, and we want to have 100% giving in the club. We've met these goals in the past and exceeded them, and we're going to do that again this year. So.
Thank you. And speaking of Bill looking good, I do have my Beatles tie on. Anybody guess what this one is?
Eleanor Rigby.
No?
You don't like it?
Shows a guy writing on a chalkboard, and what his writing is No, no. I will get better, I will get better.
Getting better all the time.
Yes, thank you. Kathy Rogers, our chairperson extraordinaire. Let's have another round of applause for Kathy. Woo-hoo! Okay, everybody, hands up. Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo!
Here's to Kathy.
For a job well done.
All you have to do is spend 2 months nonstop, and then they will sing to you too. So, yeah, the last 2 months, it's crazy. Do you know that we had 100% participation in this club for the Christmas dinner? I mean, you either worked before or you donated. I mean, it's really getting to me. I mean, we had 100% participation. That's amazing, right? You know, it's really hard to do this because, like I said, we had 100% participation and, you know, even more so. So I thought I would say my thank yous in sort of the order that it happens, right? So, you know, behind the scenes, like months in advance. So we'll just start. We got bicycles from Community Bikes, thanks to Pam. Natalie worked with these organizations, and they gave us these teeny little coats for youngsters, and other coats, and slippers, these beautiful German slippers, and you know, Gail worked with the hardware store to get stuff, and then Vicki at the very last minute surprised me with all these Visa $25 gift cards to pass out to people. And then we have to, you know, like, and there's all this timing. Clover donated all sorts of things, 8 quarts of heavy cream, you know, 20 pounds of butter. I've got this stuff memorized. I sleep with this stuff. You know, Pacific Market, a case of pies. Andy's, 300 pounds of number 2 potatoes. Sorry, all the potato peelers. But again, we had tons of potato peelers, you know, and, well, I'll get into something else. And Willie Bird, 6 turkeys, and the food bank, 20 turkeys. And then you've got to know that Gus, you know, poor Gus. I mean, he puts up those signs everywhere. And then I talked to him. Hey, Gus, you got to have it in front of the church. Sorry, Gus, can you move it? So Gus and I work together, and but he's always gracious. And then for the first year, we had a volunteer on-site coordinator. Terry set it up online. We probably had about 80% people sign up. But what was really cool about it is I could email everybody that's volunteered for us that's not a member with the sign up, and I didn't have to like talk to them and figure out what spot to put them in. So like Saturday, our volunteers for tamale making, they weren't from our club, really. I mean, it was our governor, it was, you know, like Halleck Vineyards, the owner of Halleck Vineyards, and her kids, and that was really fun. Anyway, so that was very cool, and then Bill did the coordinating at the event, and, okay, oh, and I can't forget, this is pretty cool. So Michael and Linton worked to get an online donation site. We really were trying to do it for Christmas. So, okay, here's the deal. So we got all these donations, right? Larry bought turkey, you could donate. Between the donations we got at the box and the donations online, just under $3,000. Yeah, I mean, you gotta understand, we've never come close to that kind of number, ever. So we actually will make a few $100s on the event instead of it costing us like $2,500 to $3,000. So, okay, and of course I worked with Barbara, because I kept looking to see who was donating money and what was going on. We're still working together, so that we can make sure that the costs are lower next time. And, I'm sorry, I'm a number person too. So, and then, I just want to thank everyone for your online donations. Wasn't that easier? And then, of course, Judy, and I can't name everybody, but Judy, she did the marketing. So she's the one that called Chris at the Press Democrat and got that article. I don't know if everyone's seen the article.
Good article.
Great article.
Woo!
And so the next morning after, Bill and who was it? Bill and Matt and Michael, we met at 8 a.m. the day after Christmas. And as I'm driving there, because we were going to put everything in storage, I'm listening to them talk about the event on the radio, on the news. This record thing, da, da, da. So it was like, oh my gosh, not only was it in the newspapers, but it was on the radio too. On one door, for the first time we had a clicker, so on the front door, we had a person right there, and and we clicked 411 people on the front door. We realized that people were coming in another door too, so we need another clicker. And so let's say 100 people came in that door. We had 80 volunteers at least, and we delivered approximately 120 meals at least. So, and we wanted to make sure that, and we had all these to-go containers donated to us. And we had little donation things and big donation things. So when we created our dinner, we also created desserts, and then we had more food. So we announced to everyone, just go get a to-go container and then fix your own dinner to bring home. So everyone got to bring home leftovers. And so we ran out of everything. I didn't get any of the sweet potatoes, Larry, and although he knows that. And we only had some turkey breasts left over. We had no mashed potatoes, no gravy, nothing. And, okay, so now we'll go to Michael. And again, I sort of do this in order. Michael, of course you know Michael works, so he's food. So he's tamales, he's potato peeling, he's making sure Larry has all the food, he's making sure everything gets stored. He's at the event, I don't know, where were 6, 7 a.m., something like that, Michael. So, and he usually is gone by 3, not till like 10 to 5. Yeah, something like that. I noticed this stuff. And then Mario's not here, but Mario owns Mexico Lindo, and he prepares everything for the tamales and the tamale making, oh my gosh. So because we had this online thing and we just weren't asking the club, we had plenty of people. We, last year on Saturday, there weren't a lot of us, but we really weren't good at it yet. We were pretty messy. It would just be in that big bag. It was drippy. There'd be like maza all over the floor. We were a mess. And we weren't out of there till like 7 o'clock at night. So Mario, I don't know, he made it different this year, and we were measuring it. So it was like, I don't know, was it 75 grams or something? Can I tell you? And so we were done in 1 hour.
No.
I swear. So we were done in 1 hour, so that was really cool. And like I said, plenty of potato peelers. And he's not here. Okay.
Joe's here.
Joe's here.
Nothing.
Okay. And I can't even name everybody that did set up. Al, Charlie, Michael, Terry, Scott, Gus, Natalie, sorry if I'm missing people, Linda, decorations, before she goes out on holiday. And then, you don't really realize this, but poor Scott. So Scott, no, poor Scott. Scott Dewey, Michael David Fells, Michael McLaughlin, toys.
And we do get exhausted. I think it was at Saturday.
Yeah, look at the before and after pictures.
Yeah, well, I think it
Look
was.
at the number of toys that were there, and that was at the end. Woo-hoo. Did we make Christmas for a whole bunch of kids?
Oh my gosh.
That was just,
Yeah, Scott finally went home after delivering all these toys, and I called him up and he answers the phone, he goes, what'd I forget? And, I'm the hardware store. So he had to go back to the hardware store. Music, Terry helped set it up, of course, Bruce and Elaine sit right there, Mr. Music, he entertains us. And is Linton here? Santa Claus, you know, you know, 2 years in a row, you know, someone's got to do it. I'm looking at Jim over there. Jim helped with the food bank. Jim delivered food to people, you know, to the homeless and so forth. Darlene was super sick, but she came anyway and helped beforehand with busing, dishwashers. Scott and Wayne got to thank the dishwashers. And, again, all hands on deck. It's hard to say everybody that was at the event, but you gotta know that last year we had no cleanup, and I told people, look, if you just come at close to 4 o'clock, that's all we care about. Matt and his family, Louie, Brian Bauer, Joe, Charlie, Michael David Fells, Dewey, and we were, by the way, instead of taking 3 hours to clean up, 1 hour. Yeah, we were done at 5 o'clock, I don't know. And then the day after, I already mentioned that. So, oh, and I already said about the donation. So,
Honey baked ham.
and Marty got the hams from the Duttons. I'm telling you, there was not one person that didn't help in one way or another. But we could not, oh shoot, I forgot my little pig. The little stuffed animal pig. We couldn't do this without Larry. Where is he?
I'm having a smoke. Oh, Lawrence.
She's having a
He'll be back.
Having a
So
smoke.
he's really gone?
Yeah, he's going, we'll be back though.
Okay, well, we'll have to like sing to Larry in a minute. But anyway, thank you.
one last time, big hand. This day in history, Alaska became the 49th state in 1959. Everybody remember that?
The question is why?
Birthdays in history. This was the birthday of J.R.R. Tolkien, author of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Rotarian birthdays, Bruce Campbell. Yay. Today, Joe. It's Bruce's birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bruce. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Bruce.
Speech, elevator speech.
Who else has got a birthday coming up this week? Wayne! 2 days! Happy birthday, Wayne, and who else? Kathy Rogers! So you got the biggest birthday of your career on Christmas Day this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's more like the day after Christmas.
When it was over. Rotary anniversaries. Gail Thomas, 2006, January 4th. Congratulations. Any observations, Gail?
Here we go.
It's been quite a ride. Who else do we have? Matt. Where's Matt?
There I am.
Oh, there he is.
Martini maker par excellence.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the
It's
truth.
been quite a ride.
Oh, come on. You can't even think of anything original.
It's, well, original, it's, you know, I've enjoyed my time here and really
learned so much, and we've done a lot together, and I hope to do more with you all. It's a wonderful organization, and you're a wonderful group of people, so thank you.
So, upcoming announcements, there's an ethics seminar this coming Saturday. Next week, Jim Newman is going to be coming talking to us about his hike on the Pacific Crest Trail. So, we got both ends of the country covered. We have a board meeting on the 15th. Then on the 17th, Chance Massaro was going to be our speaker talking about memory. What else?
Better remind us.
What?
I forgot.
Send me a memo.
And January 19th, everybody show up out at Occidental at the Art Center out there for Michael Fell's book signing and reading and everything, A Circle of Elephants. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. I would also recommend that you read Queen of Kansas first to kind of get an introduction to it. You don't have to, but it was great.
I want to follow up that after the book reading, after the book reading, anyone who wants to will head on down to Negri's, to the Joe's Bar, and have a few drinks.
Woo-woo.
What's the announcement? You buying? Open bar? You buying?
Open bar down. You're buying. Let's be construction is picking the middle of it.
Microphone.
Speaking of memory, Joe reminded me that First Friday is right around the corner. The parties continue. Hot Monk, First Friday, usual time.
All right.
Thank you.
Good. So our speaker today is Alan Sewell.